So
I don't think our mics are live.
I'm sorry?
Our mics aren't live. They're not lighting up.
yeah,
There's a button you have to push to get the mics.
Oh, really?
I think it's
Thank you,
I'm
Nick.
not live
Yeah.
streaming on the laptop or anything.
somewhere under here.
I'm sorry, I mean, we're all, you know,
Yeah.
we're all newbies trying to figure all this out.
Do you want to go ask Raven?
She'll know.
Sorry, y'all.
That's fine.
Yes.
Oh, I think
Did
I
that
just
do
did
it?
it.
Try turning yours on, Mike.
Well, I think it takes a minute.
To warm up or something.
Yeah.
There we go. It's
There we
flash
go.
green. Wait a minute.
Sorry, y'all.
It flash green, but it's not on still.
We got it.
I don't know if we do, Raven. No, wait, here we go.
I just started pressing stuff. You know.
That's
That usually works,
Thank you,
right?
Nick.
Yeah.
You're hired, Nick. Report to work tomorrow.
It's just-
Thank you.
Get the full sign.
All right, and sorry for the delay, those live streaming. We were having a few technical issues getting microphones turned on. But I will call to order the meeting of the City of Ocean Springs Zoning and Adjustment Board, Tuesday, May 14th at 5 p.m. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the April 9th meeting.
I do have one
And-
interruption. We have an amended agenda that we need to accept.
Oh, correct.
We're going to
yes.
strike 4B.
So,
Will we get a motion to,
so do we motion to do that, or just
We do.
motion to table it when we get to it?
I think we just have to accept the agenda up
Yeah, you
front.
have to accept the agenda, so you need to amend it.
Okay.
You need to make a motion now to.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda, striking 4B and accepting the revised agenda.
All right,
So
so,
that's Pfeiffer made a motion. If you guys don't mind,
Shannon.
yeah.
all right, so motion by
She doesn't
Shannon.
know everybody's name.
Yeah, motion by Shannon to amend the agenda to remove item 4B. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright. So motion Shannon, second Mike. All right. First item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the April 9th meeting. And I believe Shannon has some comments, and I think we're just going to.
Yeah, I marked up revisions that I'll
Yes,
submit
ma'am.
to your office.
Yes, ma'am.
Just going to introduce those into the minutes to be updated. So do we approve? I don't know if does everybody need to look at those to say yea or nay?
I'll give them to the chair.
Yeah. And I looked at it real quick. We discussed them earlier. Anybody have any issues with those amended minutes? Do we have a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
We good? All right, I'll make a motion to accept the amended minutes from our April meeting.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a
From Shannon.
second?
Second.
From Don.
Second from Don. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, the amended minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is old business, and we have none. So we'll move on to new business. Item 4A is 277 Holcomb Boulevard, parcel ID number 61135041041.00, requesting a variance from the north and west building setback requirements. And Carter, if you'll introduce the request to us, please.
So this particular, well, first I kind of want to go over the definition of a hardship. This is an important part of this process. Hardship, as it's defined in the UDC, means the exceptional hardship that would result from a failure to grant the requested variance. The Board of Aldermen require that the variance is exceptional, unusual, peculiar to the property involved, more Mere economic or financial hardship alone is not exceptional. Inconvenience, aesthetic considerations, physical handicaps, personal preferences, or the disapproval of one's neighbors likewise cannot, as a rule, qualify as an exceptional hardship. All of these problems can be resolved through other means without granting a variance, even if the alternative is more expensive or requires the property owner to build elsewhere or put the parcel to a different use than originally intended. So I went over this, and it is kind of an interesting issue. It does appear, based on my research, that the lot was subdivided. They meet the minimum lot size. They're actually over the minimum lot size. But the issue is, the lot next to them does not. So it appears when they subdivided it, it did make the side property line an issue. So, it does meet the minimum lot requirement of 13,500 square feet at 13,657, but it can't meet the side setback because of how it was subdivided. The adjacent lot that appears that it was subdivided doesn't meet the minimum lot size and only has 11,307 square feet. So by determination and evaluation of the request, I did say that the side setback was warranted due to a hardship. However, the rear setback, because there is enough room and they can make adjustments to the plans, really was not warranted. So that is my recommendation to the board.
All right, and thank you. And, just looking at how this property was divided, what I would assume is this house existed on this large lot, subdivided it off, and created a property line to meet a side yard setback off of a new lot line.
Yeah. And the lot line is very strange. I mean,
It kind of
it looks
Right.
like a child's crayon and ran it across something, so.
Right. All right. So any questions for Carter at this time? No? All right. The applicant, if you guys would come up to the microphone, if you would like to speak, state your name and address for the record, please.
I'm Angela Mentor, Angie, and Kristen Solomon. We did want to say that the lot was subdivided before we owned it, and that we also brought the big plans if you want to have a look at it, because we'd like to explain some things.
we're given a big copy up here.
So really, we would like the setback on the rear side as well. And our reasoning for that is because it's a combination of not only the unique lot line to the north, but we have this 18-foot circumference oak tree. And in Ocean Springs, we love our oak trees. So, I spent a lot of time researching, and the root system is very expansive. So because we kind of have to keep to the back right corner in the lot, we kind of decided the best thing was an L shape to kind of butt out, stay away from the tree, stay away from,
The tree is on the south, like in the backyard on the south side, so.
yeah. So we put a lot of thought and effort into, making these plans. It wasn't like we threw them together. And so we feel like we come up with the best solution. But also, we both work in healthcare, and we want to make this handicap accessible for us and for our family. So we really need like a 5-foot radius turnaround. So in order to, get through the house and make some turnarounds, we really needed just a little extra. And then we also talked to our neighbors, and nobody had a problem with it. We had one that, even asked if they could come speak for us. So we're really hoping that, we can just get the little bit that we need. Do you have any questions about that, or can we?
Any questions at this time?
It's really like, I think I calculated like 9%, and I know in the past, when I talked to Wade, that, y'all will give up to a 25%. So we really, really tried hard to just ask for the minimum that we need.
Which tree are we talking about, this one here? This tree. This is the back.
So,
That's the backyard.
yeah, so Holcomb here, the house looks that way.
Oh, okay.
And then this.
So this is really the back.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, I was trying to get oriented. Okay, all right,
The
sorry.
tree pretty much kind of covers even over into half of the backyard.
I mean, the canopy's huge,
Yeah,
so
We love it there.
it's just
We didn't want to interfere with it at all.
yeah.
On a side note, the shed and the pergola, that's considered a ancillary.
Correct.
Oh, that's our gym, sir.
Yeah, yeah, so it's
Accessory
the
dwelling.
accessory, so it's 5 feet, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so the issue, the setback in question, sorry, is the shower area and tub that's kind of extended over that 22 feet 8 inches. The rear yard setback for this lot is a 25 foot. And that's essentially what's kind of been drawn on your plan, shows that red dash line
They're
of
wanting to go here.
of where-
and-
That's going
and-
to be the
Correct.
part of the house that'll be handicap accessible, because we don't have any other areas right now that are currently handicap accessible.
As you know, those homes built in the 60s, it was impossible. The middle bathroom, I mean, it's so narrow that it's small for me. So we couldn't do anything with that. So we really need to be able to roll, somebody back there in a wheelchair, hopefully it's not me, and parents, and then be able to, put them in the shower and then have a turnaround radius. And, it's just the best way that we know how to make it our forever home.
There's no way to expand the bathroom that's currently there for the master, because it's over there right up against the tree.
Anyway, we tried to wrap our heads around it, and that's what we came up with.
I do, just want a little clarification on the south side where it goes around, I guess the cart is golf cart parking.
Yes.
So is that a sidewalk and then it brings you into the mudroom, back of the house?
Yes.
And that wouldn't be considered accessible?
No,
Entry?
we need to be accessible, have a 5-foot turnaround radius in the bathroom and the shower room.
In the
But
bathroom
we-
itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily entering into the house. It is just having that,
Functional.
hallway width. You got, your bathroom with your grab bars and
I mean,
to
we're
have all
trying
that room.
harder, we're gonna put in, we were gonna, do pocket doors in some rooms so that we could at least get, a parent into the room. And then, we may have to back them out, not be able to turn around, but at least get them in a bed, because the rooms are small. So we at least need one big room, that we can get around and get to a bed, because we're therapists. I work at the hospital, she does too, and what happens is, people need to make decisions fast, usually. If you've ever had a loved one in the hospital and they're like, well, you need to leave in a couple of days because, you're medically stable, and then you can't really do a whole renovation very quickly. So sometimes it's the difference between somebody going to a nursing home and then being able to return home. So I'm all about that, aging in place.
But this is residential use, correct?
Yes, oh yeah, it's just for our family and us.
Any other questions?
Okay, so existing now is what? Because,
So existing now
And-
is, so you can see the existing patio, this bedroom, what's called bedroom number 3. This is all existing.
that's the back wall.
Correct.
So they could potentially push that angle down.
Well, for the side.
Yeah.
But then you've got like this, and I'm not gonna claim to be a contractor, for what does that, that little offset do? Can you construct that? Like I said, I'm not gonna
Yes,
claim
it's
to
already
be a
there.
contractor, yeah.
And in the master bathroom, we're trying to make sure we have enough radius also to be able to make, we call it transfers, but pull the wheelchair up. You don't want it facing the toilet and have to do a 180. You want it to be 90 degrees so that you can just help somebody transfer them that way. So we've really put a lot of thought into it.
So this is unbuilt? I'm playing catch up here, sorry.
There's just an existing house.
So this wall, this,
Yeah,
that's essentially
We got it, we just need to see the back.
this,
this dark colored wall.
That's what I-
That is all kind of
That's being there.
Correct.
It's in place or it's proposed?
Proposed.
Okay.
So the existing
Comments
house
on-
meets this, cannot meet the side because the way it was subdivided. It can meet the 25-foot, but there would be an adjustment to the plans.
And, if you look at the aerial also, it's, the setbacks are 25 and 25, of course. I mean, even if, the house behind us is basically a rectangle as well. Even if we're in just 2 feet 4 inches, I don't think it's gonna make a difference at all in the character of the neighborhood. It's not gonna impede on our neighbors, and I don't think it's gonna make a difference in like the whole city plan. I think that it happens and it's, it's no big deal. I mean, it's my opinion, but.
It does sometimes affect things like runoff, and you are gonna have plans
Oh,
for
yeah.
a pool, so that will
Oh, yeah.
kind of impact water flow,
Yeah.
things like that.
I guess the master bedroom, I know it's not desirable, but it can be made smaller.
Well, in order to get, like I said, the wheelchair, be able to turn and get somebody in bed, and get to the dresser, I mean, for it to be functional house, that's what we came up
Two
with.
bedrooms, you wouldn't be able to get like a wheelchair around the beds.
Yeah,
They're
so
smaller.
that's why we need the one big room at least. I mean, we can pull somebody in to the middle one if we put a, door in, it's literally pull them up, get them on there, it's not, and it's back them up. So it's not a lot of room when you're talking about moving somebody and getting on another side of the bed to be able to pull them up in bed, one person on either side. So we just kind of know the function of all that.
So that's the side issue.
Yes.
And then what about the rear issue, the rear of the house?
Well, that is it, because
So you
those,
can't, go ahead.
I can show you on the plan, because the other 2 bedrooms are already, they're existing.
You wanna come up?
Sorry.
However you need to do it.
So,
You'll have the other microphone so they can hear you.
Yeah.
oh, yes, so that one. May I see, can I see this one with the,
Oh, I see, it's more markup.
yes, that's what I was. Sorry, mess your stuff up. You want to see everybody? Okay, all right, so this is existing. So this bedroom is too small, so we're putting a pocket door so we can at least get in here and maybe get somebody on there, but you can't turn around in there. It's really small, trust me if you walk it.
What are the measurements?
I don't have the exact measurements of that, but it's too small. So we want to be able to bring somebody through here, and we're going to try to widen this doorway and be able to get somebody through here and, be able to get around in here. And really, we're probably going to take this wall out though, so that we can make this a 5-foot radius for the toilet. And then you can wheel in here and be able to turn around at a 5-foot radius. And then even this door, if we had to have somebody like taken out with a stretcher, or, they couldn't walk, we could, it's an emergency kind of.
Come in the back?
Yes. But it's really not as big as it looks.
What's the square footage of the whole house? About.
This currently?
1730.
Yeah.
1730 for this, and then with the, and then.
I'm talking about the rooms are very small. Like this bathroom is tiny. Like you can barely squeeze in here. The commode's here, and like your feet are right at this little shower. So there's
So
no way we
this is
could.
1730, this area.
I believe so.
About-
Something like
close,
that. Yeah.
Close. Okay. All right, and then you're looking at, under roof, another, what, 700 or 800? Or?
I did not calculate that, but I do
What
have an
about-
architect's ruler
What-
if you want to try.
Yeah,
You want it?
well, I'm trying to approximate here.
I can get it.
No, I don't
It's in my
think
bag.
That's not, no, that's more, I'm more trying to get
I tried to
a
use
sense
it, and
of
I'm not very good at it.
No, they're not, the specific numbers are not, that's not what I'm trying to do.
I mean, I'd be happy to get that for you.
No, that's what, no. Okay, so you need to go this way and,
Yeah,
That one.
because this is already less than the variance, but it was like that before we built. But it's
Because
like, it went parallel with the house, and then it cuts in the front and
The
back.
lot
Yes.
cuts in.
And that is why, see how we have dead space here? That's why we kind of had to, go like this and then square off the walls inside, which pushed us farther over. So it was different than we anticipated, because, when you look at the backyard, you're like, oh, it's got, a lot of space, but then you take into account this canopy is out here, which means the roots are pretty far. We definitely didn't want to do anything major, so we tried to stay as far away from this as possible, and then, as close to this as possible. So that's how we ended up with it.
Yes.
You
Don't happen to-
see?
Don't happen to know the setback of the house to the west, I guess.
Did they split the lot with?
Well, the other side.
To the west on,
West.
I guess,
The
right?
north would be
on
the
what?
split, the
White
west
River
is
Park.
here.
West.
Well,
Fine,
I
definitely
can tell you what the
north.
setbacks are for these zoning districts.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if it was
Yeah, I can tell you what
27
that
or if
is.
it was.
She's got it
I
here.
can tell you there's a
Just
carport.
Looking at the GIS, it appears to
The
be
Studleys.
more than the
Because
minimal.
we talked to
More
them.
than
we talked to
25.
them.
Yeah,
But it's a carport on
I
that.
just say we're not
front carport, like
encroaching.
yeah.
More.
Just a porch with a swing.
Yeah.
So that all their living stuff is on the other side. Because we thought about that too. I mean, we were like, hey, are you going to be okay with this? And they were like, yes. I said, we just need 9 more inches than what we have.
Well, I want to try to get everybody's
Thank you.
comments and try to take those, but I also want everybody to be able to hear us too. So the lot dimensions are 25 feet for the front, 10 side, 25 rear, and then 13.5. So the only place that they don't meet them, is the side. Now, the one next to them, as I said, I didn't really go with the
Right.
I'm having to do a measurement based on a layer.
Mhm.
And so the way GIS works is, it's on an arc on a flat surface so that they'll really line up. So I'm having to drop and drag something to measure it for adjacent parcels because they submitted a survey, the adjacent parcels did not.
I was just thinking of the holistic thing, if the other
Yeah.
house is 20 feet away from the,
I mean,
Instead of 25.
hopefully, I can't really attest to it, definitively, but hopefully they meet the requirements of that zoning.
Are you talking about the house adjacent with the rear yard?
yeah, on the
Okay.
west. I didn't know,
It's
if it
too
was,
far. It's far.
I just didn't want to start squeezing everybody in over time kind of thing.
All right, any other questions for applicants?
So, I mean, as you wrote in the guidelines themselves,
Says, as far as exceptional inconvenience, included aesthetics, considerations, and physical handicaps, etc.
so you already covered that, so.
I was gonna ask where that language came from, because I looked on the ordinances, and I didn't see that specific definition, because if you, Google what exceptional hardship is, you're gonna get a million different answers. But I did not see that directly in the literature. Otherwise, I probably would have, handled this. It's like Friday after the email, and I was like, wait a minute, I didn't know that was an issue, because I had gone to the planning department and spoke with them, so I was kind of thrown for a loop. But that's why we were trying to just, come to the meeting and definitely, explain it's a combination of things. And we did have Kevin come walk the property just to look, because it is, when you see it and see the space, it's very, it's tight.
Who's Kevin?
Kevin Wade.
Oh, the
Sorry.
alderman.
Yeah, so I don't know where it says, economic or financial hardships alone or not, and goes into that definition, but I do know on the variance request application, it specifically says justification must include exceptional narrowness, shallowness, shape of a specific piece of property, exceptional topographical conditions, or other extraordinary situation or condition for a specific piece of property. Now, I don't know where that not is exactly.
It's a
definition in the UDC, okay.
It's in the city.
The codes.
The city code,
Development
yeah.
ordinance.
Yeah,
It's a
Okay.
as a
definition.
definition.
It brings you to a link off
Yeah.
the city website. It's like a municipal code website, and you can look, you can probably search.
It's
and
the one
it'll
that has
pull-
all the numbers, but I didn't see it in there. Do you know what number it is?
I can provide it for you after the meeting. I don't have it with me now. I don't have a laptop to access it.
Any other questions for applicants? All right, I think you have something else that will get you to come back up. All right. All right, and nobody else here to speak for or against? I think you had it in the packet. There's no public feedback was received from the notices. All right, further discussion? Or would anyone like to make a motion? And I guess just remember there are two potential motions, one for the side yard and one for the.
I'll make a first motion.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the 2-foot 6-inch setback variance request on the north side or side property line.
All right.
That's the one I'm doing.
Okay.
That's the only one
All
I'm doing.
right. So the motion is to recommend approval of the setback variance request on the north side, which is the side yard for this property. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Shannon motion, Mike second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that motion passes. Would anyone like to make a motion or further discussion on the other motion for the rear?
So what are you losing if the variance is not approved? What hardship would it create?
Well, what hardship exists is the question,
Okay.
not,
Yep.
create.
So the,
Can you talk in the
Yeah, come back.
microphone, please, so everybody can hear you?
so it would be the turnaround radius we would need for the additional bathroom to be able to get the wheelchair into and up at a 90-degree angle, as well as in the bedroom, getting to the bed, but mainly the bathroom is at the end of the house, and having that, turn around to be able to wheel somebody in and a wheel-in shower chair and wheel them out. I mean, you need a pretty big area for that. So
I don't know if that speaks to a hardship now, which is what we're supposed to consider.
Well, right, I guess I was trying to get that language straight.
does it say?
Give it a shot, even though my personal feelings may be different than the guidelines, but I'm gonna go with the guidelines myself. Let's see, how was it? To recommend denial of the 2 feet 4-inch setback variance request on the west rear property line of parcel number as written on the application.
All right, so motion on the floor is to recommend denial of the rear setback variance request, which would be the west property line of subject property. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes as denial. So both of these are slated to be on the Board of Aldermen agenda, consent agenda for next Tuesday. If you would like to appeal this decision, if you would
6
let Carter know, I guess, before you leave. And is that, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
We will.
Okay, well, there you
We'll
go.
be able to get it in writing, like the decision or like the explanation.
It'll be on the YouTube page video, but I don't believe our
We're being live streamed, so this is being recorded.
I guess I meant like the
minutes.
The written explanation.
They wouldn't be.
So, yeah, the minutes,
Technically not approved until the Board of Aldermen approves, so I usually put that in an approval letter, but I can't provide that to you until the Board of Aldermen
Yeah.
speak.
Okay. And then,
It should be on the agenda what our motion was for the Board of Aldermen,
That's
right?
correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they'll
but it won't
have
have
it
all
there.
the
It'll be in
minutes
the
and
demo.
discussion.
Right.
Yeah. So I
It'll
can
have
give
our
you a demo.
votes.
okay.
Yeah.
I guess I just meant the thought process, but I was hoping that you would explain when you said the hardship, does it say that it has to be an immediate? Because, I mean, like,
Well, it does say in the definitions, it says mere, economic or financial hardships alone is not exceptional. Inconvenience, aesthetic considerations, physical handicap, or the disapproval of one's neighbors likewise cannot, as a rule, qualify as an
so that's
exception.
how we're now the whole tree issue with the roots and stuff? That's what I guess I don't understand.
So that was, I guess, not really, in my, I guess, opinion, it's far enough away that, something else could be done. I mean, it's on the other side of the property. And so that's just,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda is audience request, and we've gone through the audience, so to have a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Don, motion, second.
Second.
Second, Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned, thank you. So I guess you wanted to let her know, Carter, right there, yeah, so whatever they need to do to,
You can speak at the next Board of Aldermen. It'll go to them. There's really nothing that you fill out or anything.
Is this where
I can send it to you if you send me an email. I can give you my email address.
mirror
It's 25 feet, so that's
from the side of here, and you slide everything.
6 inches on the side.
I was just making sure.
Thank you.
Different application, something than a too small path.
North, they wanted 2 feet 6. And 2 feet 4.
Are we still on, or are we, is the live?
And no,
His
mic is on.
Y'all cut it?
Yeah.
And you saw the north got approved, the west. Like kill the closet.